The afternoon sun cast long shadows across the bustling streets of Hanyang, the capital city of Joseon. Seo Jun, a young scholar with a sharp gaze and an even sharper mind, navigated the crowd, his thoughts preoccupied with the upcoming exams at the prestigious Sunkyunkwan. He paused before a quaint tea house, drawn by the sound of laughter and the delicate fragrance of blooming jasmine. It was there, amidst the gentle clinking of teacups and the murmur of conversations, that he first saw her. Mi Ran, the daughter of a respected Iosa, royal inspector, sat by the window, her profile illuminated by the golden light. Her fingers, slender and graceful, moved with practiced ease as she brushed ink across a scroll, creating a landscape of mountains and rivers that seemed to breathe with life. Seo Jun found himself captivated, not just by her undeniable beauty, but by the air of quiet strength that surrounded her. He noticed a hint of melancholy in her eyes, a shadow that seemed to belie her youthful age. Their eyes met, a fleeting moment of connection that sent a jolt through Seo Jun's heart. Mi Ran, startled, quickly lowered her gaze, a blush coloring her cheeks. He gathered his courage and approached her table, offering a polite bow. "Forgive my intrusion," he began, his voice a little unsteady, "but I couldn't help but admire your exquisite artwork. It is truly breathtaking." Mi Ran looked up, her dark eyes assessing him with a mixture of curiosity and caution. "You are kind, sir," she replied, her voice soft yet firm. "But my skills are merely those of a humble student." "Humble, perhaps," Seo Jun countered with a gentle smile, "but undeniably gifted. My name is Seo Jun, a student at Sunkyunkwan. May I be so bold as to ask yours?" "I am Mi Ran," she responded, a flicker of hesitation in her voice. She revealed nothing of her father, or the growing unease of looming threat and clandestine meetings, that filled her family, secrets of which she was starting to gain information. She knew she could not afford to be seen engaging in casual conversation with a stranger, no matter how charming he might be. The whispers of treason, the hushed tones of her father's meetings with loyal officials, all pointed to a storm brewing on the horizon. Their conversation, though brief, was enough to ignite a spark between them. Seo Jun, captivated by Mi Ran's beauty and intelligence, found himself drawn to her enigmatic aura. Mi Ran, in turn, was intrigued by Seo Jun's genuine admiration and gentle demeanor. But before their connection could deepen, a shadow fell upon their budding acquaintance. News arrived, swift and brutal, shattering the fragile peace of Mi Ran's world. Her father, the esteemed Iosa, had been accused of Kai Gun Gisaeng, deceiving the king and overstepping boundaries. The charge, fabricated and malicious, carried the gravest of consequences. Within days, their family was stripped of their titles, their possessions seized, and their lives thrown into chaos. Mi Ran's father was exiled to a remote island, his name forever tarnished. Mi Ran and her mother, once members of the respected elite, were condemned to the life of nobi, slaves. The world as Mi Ran knew it crumbled around her. The vibrant colors of her paintings faded to gray, the delicate melodies of her poetry turned to mournful cries. She watched, helpless and heartbroken, as her mother, a woman of grace and refinement, was forced into menial labor, her hands roughened by toil, her spirit crushed by despair. Seo Jun, hearing the news of Mi Ran's tragic fate, was devastated. The image of her radiant face, now clouded by sorrow, haunted his waking hours and sleepless nights. He knew he had to do something, anything, to help her. But he was just a student, with limited resources and even less influence. He poured his energy into his studies. Driven by a burning desire to gain the knowledge and power he needed to fight for Mi Ran, to restore her honor, and to reclaim the love that had been so cruelly snatched away from them. He knew that the path ahead would be long and arduous, but he was determined to walk it, no matter the cost. He secretly started, during his spare time from studying, to investigate what was going on, beginning to search for clues. Mi Ran and her mother were sold to a wealthy merchant, a cruel and lecherous man who treated them with disdain. Every day was a struggle for survival, a constant battle against despair and degradation. But Mi Ran refused to be broken. Beneath her quiet exterior, a fire of resilience burned, fueled by a fierce determination to avenge her father and reclaim her life. One day, a different kind of opportunity, or perhaps, a different kind of curse, presented itself. The merchant, recognizing Mi Ran's extraordinary beauty and talent, decided to sell her to the renowned Wawul, a prestigious Gisaeng house in the capital. It was a place where beauty and artistry were prized, but also where women were objectified and used for the pleasure of powerful men. Entering the Wawul was like stepping into another world. The air was thick with the scent of perfume and incense, the sounds of music and laughter echoing through the ornate halls. Mi Ran, though initially overwhelmed, quickly adapted to her new surroundings. She saw the Gisaeng house not as a prison, but as a stage. A stage where she could hone her skills, cultivate influence, and ultimately, orchestrate her revenge. She excelled in her training, mastering the arts of poetry, music, dance, and conversation. Her beauty, combined with her sharp intellect and captivating charm, soon made her the most sought-after Gisaeng in the Wawul. But amidst the glittering facade of the Gisaeng life, Mi Ran never forgot her true purpose. She observed the patrons, the powerful men who frequented the establishment, studying their weaknesses, their ambitions, their secrets. She learned the art of subtle manipulation, of extracting information without revealing her own intentions. It was during this time that she met Su Ah, a seasoned Gisaeng with a kind heart and a wealth of knowledge about the intricate web of power and intrigue that permeated the capital. Su Ah, having once been a Nobi herself before being redeemed for her talents, saw in Mi Ran a kindred spirit, a woman who had endured hardship and injustice. She took Mi Ran under her wing, guiding her through the treacherous currents of the Gisaeng world, offering her friendship and support. Meanwhile, Seo Jun, disguised as a wealthy merchant, managed to gain entry into the Wawul. He had heard whispers of Mi Ran's presence there, and the thought of her being so close, yet so far, tormented him. He had to see her, to assure himself that she was still alive, still fighting. Their reunion was bittersweet. The joy of seeing each other again was mingled with the pain of their circumstances. Mi Ran, though relieved to see Seo Jun, was also wary. She knew that their association could put them both in danger. She urged him to leave, to focus on his studies, to become a man of influence who could one day help her clear her father's name. "You must not risk your future for me," she pleaded, her voice trembling with emotion. "You must become strong, powerful. Only then can you truly help me." Seo Jun, however, refused to abandon her. He vowed to remain by her side, to support her in any way he could, even if it meant risking his own life. He continued his visits to the Wawul, using his disguise to gather information, to uncover the truth behind the conspiracy that had destroyed Mi Ran's family. He began to understand the dark undercurrents, the subtle nuances of power and hidden agendas that existed. Mi Ran, meanwhile, had set her sights on a particularly powerful patron, the Crown Prince, Li Ho. She knew that he was ambitious, eager to secure his claim to the throne, and susceptible to flattery and beauty. She saw in him a tool, a means to achieve her own ends. She began to weave her web of seduction, using her charm and intelligence to captivate him. Her performances became legendary, drawing crowds of admirers to the Wawul. She danced with a fiery grace, her movements telling stories of love and loss, of betrayal and revenge. She sang with a voice that could melt the coldest heart, her melodies weaving spells of desire and longing. She painted landscapes that transported the viewer to another world, her brushstrokes capturing the essence of beauty and sorrow. Li Ho, captivated by Mi Ran's beauty and talent, became a frequent visitor to the Wawul. He showered her with gifts, with attention, with promises of power and influence. Mi Ran played her part perfectly, feigning affection, subtly manipulating him to gain his trust. She encouraged his ambitions, fueling his desire for the throne, while secretly gathering information about his enemies, his allies, his weaknesses. The Gisaeng house, with its veneer of refinement, was actually a den of sensuality. Lavish feasts were held nightly, the air thick with the aroma of exotic spices and expensive wines. The Gisaeng, dressed in shimmering silks and adorned with glittering jewels, entertained their patrons with music, dance, and witty conversation. Hidden amongst these entertainments were more carnal desires. One evening, after a particularly captivating performance, Li Ho summoned Mi Ran to his private chambers. The room was dimly lit, the air heavy with the scent of incense. He poured her a cup of wine, his eyes burning with desire. "You are a creature of exquisite beauty, Mi Ran," he murmured, his voice husky with lust. "A goddess who has descended from the heavens to grace my humble presence." Mi Ran met his gaze, her expression unreadable. She accepted the wine, her fingers brushing against his as she took the cup. "Your Highness is too kind," she replied, her voice low and seductive. He reached out, tracing the curve of her cheek with his finger. "I have never met a woman like you," he whispered. "You possess a fire, a passion, that ignites my very soul." Mi Ran allowed him to draw her closer, her body close to his. She leaned in, her lips almost touching his ear. "And you, Your Highness," she whispered back, "possess the power to change my destiny." The ensuing nights were a carefully orchestrated dance of seduction and manipulation. Mi Ran allowed Li Ho to indulge in his desires, while subtly extracting information from him, planting suggestions, and guiding him towards her own goals. She played the role of the devoted lover, the confidant, the muse, all the while concealing her true intentions beneath a mask of exquisite beauty and feigned affection. Su-ah aided her, discreetly gathering information. Seo Jun, witnessing Mi Ran's entanglement with the crown prince, was torn between his love for her and his growing unease. He knew that she was playing a dangerous game, that one wrong move could have devastating consequences. But he also understood her desperation, her unwavering determination to clear her father's name and seek justice. He continued his own investigation, delving deeper into the conspiracy that had brought down Mi Ran's family. He discovered that the key figure behind the plot was none other than Chief State Councilor Zhou, Taesang Zhou, a powerful and ruthless man who had long coveted a priceless ancient painting owned by Mi Ran's father, a painting that depicted a secret map to a hidden royal treasury. The false accusation of Kai Gun Biem Sang was merely a pretext to seize the painting and eliminate a potential rival. Meanwhile, Mi Ran, with Su-ah's help, had gathered enough evidence to expose Councillor Zhou's treachery. She had learned of his secret meetings with foreign envoys, his plans to destabilize the kingdom and seize power for himself. She knew that she had to act quickly, before Zhou could silence her and solidify his control. The time had come for the final act of her carefully crafted plan. She arranged a private meeting with the crown prince, promising him a night of unparalleled pleasure. But instead of seduction, she presented him with the evidence she had gathered, revealing Councillor Zhou's treachery and her own true identity. Li Ho, initially stunned by Mi Ran's revelation, listened intently as she laid out the details of the conspiracy. He saw the fire in her eyes, the unwavering determination in her voice, and he realized that he had been played. But instead of anger, he felt a grudging admiration for her courage and intelligence. He also recognized the truth in her words, the validity of the evidence she presented. His own spies had hinted at Councillor Zhou's questionable activities. He ordered an immediate investigation, summoning Councillor Zhou and his accomplices to the palace. Seo Jun, who had recently passed the state examination with the highest honors, achieving the coveted title of Jiangwan Zhuksh, was appointed to lead the inquiry, his sharp mind and unwavering integrity making him the ideal candidate. The interrogation was swift and decisive. Faced with overwhelming evidence and Seo Jun's relentless questioning, Councillor Zhou's carefully constructed facade crumbled. He confessed to his crimes, revealing the full extent of his treachery and the injustice inflicted upon Mi Ran's family. The crown prince, enraged by Zhou's betrayal, ordered his immediate execution and the confiscation of his ill-gotten wealth. He also issued a royal decree, clearing the name of Mi Ran's father and restoring his family's honor and possessions. Mi Ran and her mother were freed from their servitude, their dignity restored. The news of Counselor Zhou's downfall and the restoration of Mi Ran's family spread like wildfire through the capital. The people rejoiced, celebrating the triumph of justice and the downfall of a corrupt official. Mi Ran, once a nobi in a Gisaeng, was now hailed as a heroine, a symbol of courage and resilience. Xiao Jun, his heart filled with relief and pride, rushed to Mi Ran's side. He found her standing in the courtyard of their ancestral home, gazing at the moonlit sky. The years of hardship and struggle had left their mark, but they had not diminished her beauty or her spirit. If anything, they had made her even more radiant, her inner strength shining through like a beacon. He approached her slowly, his voice filled with emotion. Mi Ran, he said softly, it is over. You are free. She turned to him, her eyes shimmering with tears. Xiao Jun, she whispered, we are free. They embraced, their bodies trembling with the intensity of their emotions. Years of separation, of pain and longing, melted away in that single moment. They had faced the darkest of storms, endured the cruelest of fates, but their love had survived, stronger and more resilient than ever. The reunion with her father and mother was equally emotional. Tears of joy flowed freely as they embraced, their hearts overflowing with gratitude and relief. The family, once shattered by injustice, was whole again, their bond strengthened by the trials they had overcome. In the aftermath of the upheaval, Li Ho, having ascended to the throne after his father's passing, proved to be a wise and just ruler. He implemented reforms to combat corruption and improve the lives of his people. Guided by the lessons he had learned from Mi Ran's ordeal, Xiao Jun, respected for his intelligence and integrity, rose quickly through the ranks of the government, becoming a trusted advisor to the new king. He used his position to advocate for justice and fairness, ensuring that the mistakes of the past would not be repeated. And Mi Ran, the woman who had defied fate and overcome adversity, finally found the peace and happiness she deserved. She married Xiao Jun, their love a testament to the power of hope and resilience. They lived a long and fulfilling life together, their story becoming a legend, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, love and justice can prevail. The echoes of their intertwined destinies, their trials, and triumphs would remind all that love, like the most resilient flower, could bloom even in the harshest of winters. The details, the pain, it had faded, but the lessons remained. Their wedding was a celebration of not only their love but also the triumph of justice. Held in the courtyard of Mi Ran's restored ancestral home, it was a vibrant affair, filled with music, laughter, and the joyous tears of family and friends. Mi Ran, radiant in a traditional hanbok of crimson and gold, looked like a queen. Xiao Jun, standing beside her in his official robes, beamed with pride and love. Su Ah, who had played such a crucial role in Mi Ran's journey, served as her bridesmaid. Their bond, forged in the crucible of hardship, was stronger than ever. Su Ah, having found her own freedom and happiness, continued to be a source of support and friendship for Mi Ran. The former crown prince, now King Li Ho, attended the wedding, offering his blessings to the couple. He had learned a valuable lesson from Mi Ran, a lesson about the importance of justice, integrity, and the courage to stand up for what is right. He had also come to appreciate the genuine love between Xiao Jun and Mi Ran, a love that had endured so much. As the night wore on, and the festivities reached their peak, Xiao Jun and Mi Ran found a quiet moment alone, away from the celebrating crowds. They stood hand in hand, gazing at the moon, their hearts filled with a profound sense of peace and contentment. "Do you remember," Xiao Jun asked, his voice soft with emotion, "the first time we met, in that small tea house?" Mi Ran smiled, her eyes sparkling with the memory. "How could I forget," she replied. "You were so earnest, so determined to compliment my humble artwork." I was captivated by you, Co Jun confessed, his gaze unwavering. Even then, I knew that you were someone special, someone extraordinary. Mi Ran leaned her head against his shoulder, her heart overflowing with love. And I was intrigued by you, she admitted. By your kindness, your intelligence, your quiet strength. We have been through so much, Co Jun said, his voice thick with emotion. So much pain, so much loss. But we survived, Mi Ran replied, her voice firm. We found our way back to each other. And we are stronger for it. He turned to her, his hands gently cupping her face. I love you, Mi Ran, he whispered. With all my heart, with all my soul. And I love you, Co Jun, she replied, her eyes shining with tears of joy. More than words can say. He leaned in and kissed her, a slow, tender kiss that sealed their vows and celebrated their enduring love. The kiss deepened, ignited by their shared passion, a passion that had been tempered by hardship and strengthened by unwavering devotion. It was a kiss that spoke of longing and fulfillment, of pain and healing, of a love that had conquered all. They lost themselves in the moment, oblivious to the world around them, their bodies pressed close together. Their hearts beating as one. The night, filled with the soft glow of lanterns and the sweet scent of jasmine, became a canvas for their love, a testament to their journey, a promise of a future filled with happiness and hope. The hardships, the trials, it all faded away, and the present, filled with the warmth of their connection, was all that mattered. The intimate moments that followed were a tapestry woven with tenderness and fiery passion. Behind closed doors, away from prying eyes, they explored the depths of their love. Every touch, every caress, was a testament to their journey, a celebration of their reunion. Mi Ran, once a Nobi, then a Gisaeng. Now a wife, shed the layers of her past, revealing the woman she truly was, strong, resilient, and deeply in love. Co Jun, the scholar who had defied societal norms and risked everything for his beloved, cherished every inch of her being, worshipping her with his touch, his words, his very essence. Their bodies intertwined. A dance of desire and devotion. Whispers of love and longing filled the air, punctuated by soft moans and gasps of pleasure. The years of separation, the pain of uncertainty, all melted away in the heat of their embrace. It was a night of raw emotion, of unbridled passion, a physical manifestation of the deep bond that connected them. The delicate silk of Mi Ran's hanbok slipped from her shoulders, revealing the creamy skin beneath. Co Jun's hands traced the curves of her body, igniting a fire within her that burned brighter than any star. Mi Ran responded with equal fervor, her fingers exploring the contours of his strong back, her lips pressing fervent kisses upon his neck. His chest, his lips. She reveled in his touch, in the feeling of his body against hers, in the knowledge that they were finally, irrevocably, together. Time ceased to exist as they lost themselves in each other, their love a beacon guiding them through the darkness, a promise of a future filled with shared joys and unwavering devotion. The act was not just a culmination of physical desire, but a sacred union, a reaffirmation of their commitment, a celebration of their triumph over adversity. It was a dance as old as time, yet uniquely their own, a testament to the enduring power of love in a world often marred by cruelty and injustice. The intensity built. A crescendo of pleasure that left them breathless and fulfilled, their bodies intertwined, their souls forever bound. The soft glow of the candles cast dancing shadows on the walls, bearing silent witness to their love, a love that had been tested by fate and emerged stronger, more vibrant, than ever before. The morning after dawned golden and bright. The light filtered, creating a soft ambience. They woke up tangled in each other's embrace. Mi Ran stirred, turning and burying her face in his neck, breathing him in. Co Jun smiled, pulling her closer and whispering declarations of love. After sharing a quiet, intimate breakfast, they visited her parents, who showered them with all their love, blessings, and best wishes. They spent their days together, enjoying the bliss, happiness, and joy of their newfound union and freedom. The love story of Seo Jun and Mi Ran, a tale of unwavering devotion, resilience, and the triumph of justice, became a legend whispered throughout the Joseon dynasty. A testament to the enduring power of love against all odds. It served as a reminder that even in the face of seemingly insurmountable challenges, hope, courage, and the unwavering pursuit of what is right can lead to a brighter future. Their names were etched in the annals of history, not as a scholar and a Gisaeng, but as two souls who dared to defy fate and forge their own destiny. Together,